Blessed good evening to one and all. This evening, I'm looking to do a video of St. James Parish Church and Folkestone Beach. As you can see, the church is closed again. I can still show you St. James Parish Church and then we'll go further over to Folkestone Beach. Down. I'm on the west coast this evening, to the west of the western side of the island. I will take you guys over to the oldest church in Barbados. Barbados is the oldest church. It's going to be Barbados Folkestone Park and beach. So as I said before, I'm on the west coast of the island. And I'm in the parish of St. James. And I'm going to show you guys the first church, Barbados' first church. And I'm going to go through by the Devil's Gate. So this is school time. School has not too long been released. So that's why the traffic is so much on the road. St. James Parish Church in Barbados is first place of worship. Erected here on God's acre in the Old Town in 1699. So this is the Devil's Gate, referred to as such because it is said that when the church is open for public worship, the gate is open for public worship, that the devil will leave. It's a pity that this treasure here is always closed. This historic treasure here is always closed. Since COVID, this church has been closed to the public. Always closed. So this is the Devil's Gate, or the Northern Gate, where they said that when the bell rings for public worship, the devil will leave. So this is the oldest bell here that predates the Liberty Bell, dating back to 1696. It's older than the Liberty Bell. It fell from the belfry in 1875, cracking. It cracked when it fell from the belfry, so they had to take it down and place it here and replace it with a modern bell. So this is an Anglican church. A pity that this church is always closed now. I barely got into this church on Sunday because they had a program there. That's how I barely got into the church. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get into the church. So as I said before, this is an Anglican church, and I'm to the west side of the island. This is the belfry here, where the bell is. First of all, this current bell was installed in 1875 after the other bell was taken down. So St. James Parish is situated at Folkestone in St. James. again. Yeah. So this is the church here. I will take you guys to the beach. So this way will take you back to Folkestone itself, to the town itself, Folkestone. You will get to from here. So beautiful the church is. I haven't been able to do a proper tour of this church. Since it has been closed. I will take you guys over to Folkestone Beach now. Show you guys the beach. Hey.
Yeah, but what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
So that's how you like this rock here. Okay. You had to put it in for a walk like this.
So as you can see, the church is always closed. See the balcony. As I said before, this is Barbados' first church. Tourists visit this place daily to come and find the place closed. I don't think that is a very good thing. Tourists come to this church daily to visit it. And when they come, they find it closed. It should be open. St. John's Parish Church is another historic church in Barbados on another historic site overlooking the East Coast, and that church is open 24/7, at least during the day, not 24/7, but it's open every day. It closes at 3:30 on evenings. St. John's Parish Church over to the east. St. Michael's Cathedral in town is open, and St. Mary's Anglican Church in town also open. Those are all Anglican churches, and they are always open. I don't see why this one has to be closed and it can't open. I don't see the reason for it to be closed like that. Yes, I know that people is breaking the church. I'm not saying not, because I have heard of incidences of that already. But still open the church. The public, even if they have a watchman there watching, or a tour guide or somebody that could guide people to the church or whatever. But still open to the public. Going to Folkestone Beach. Yeah. Yeah. This is Church Point, St. James. So this is all the west coast of Barbados. So go over to Folkestone Beach and Marine Reserve. So out here is also referred as Church Point. So this is all the west coast of Barbados. Snows Beach Bar and Grill. Snows Beach Bar and Grill. How about being to Folkestone? This is the Marine Reserve here. Folkestone Marine Reserve, right here. This is the Marine Park. So this is all the beloved west coast of Barbados. So this is all whole town. So another history and another historical fact about Whole Town. Before I close, or before I forget, Whole Town was the place where the English settled when they landed in Barbados. When the English first landed in Barbados on the 17th of February 1627, they landed at Whole Town in St. James, and they set up the first church, which is St. James Parish Church. This beach behind here can also be referred to as Settlers Beach, because it is where the first settlement is, or was. So this is Folkestone Beach here in Barbados. So this is Whole Town. And the west coast, as I said before, is a money area. This is the place where the money is. All the money people are. Over here to the south, I'm looking in the southerly direction. Over here, one can see the famous Sandy Lane Hotel, which is famous for all the celebrities and rich people staying there. A lot of rich people live in these parks as well, both local and international. A lot of English people like this side of the island as well. A lot of English people like this side of the island. A lot of English people like this side of the island. A lot of English people like out here. Well, the Canadians and Americans will go the other side, which is the south coast, and probably the east coast. Well, some Americans like this side too, but mostly the English. The guy Richard Branson that owns Virgin Atlantic also has a house out here. Tiger Woods was also married at the Sandy Lane Hotel, just across here. Also on the west coast in St. James. Tiger Woods was married there, and Rihanna stays there when she comes to Barbados. Not giving you away their secrets. It's not like I'm giving you the information, but that is a by the way thing. As I'm mentioning this West Coast and Sandy Lane and this whole area. So that's why I mentioned that. Other rich celebrities stay there. I think Oprah Winfrey stayed there already. You can see that there's a new building. I don't know if it's a hotel or something that is going up here. So you can see all up in Sandy Lane. And there's people living here. And you can see the St. James Village, the apartment over here. The Sandy Lane Hotel is just across behind here. That is why this area has a different feeling to the other side of the island, which is the West Coast, the South Coast. The South Coast has money too, but not as much money as the West Coast. A lot of expensive shops and so on are down on this side of the island. Thank you guys for watching now. Do have a blessed evening. Love you guys and stay tuned for more videos of Barbados. More to come at hand. Thanks for watching and have a blessed